I remember copying all those lectures into a pen drive. That's what the chapter is entitled, Last Wish in a Pen Drive, Dealing with Guilt. I copied those lectures in a pen drive. And as I drove to my parents' home, I held that pen drive in my palm and looked at it. And everything was just flashing back in my mind, you know. And I feel life sometimes teaches us in different ways, and this was such an important lesson. And this is where I really wanted to be vulnerable, right? So that people don't make that mistake. It's good that what if we don't have to reinvent the wheel and learn from somebody else's mistake? People are of great value to our lives more than anything else. So I looked at that pen drive, came home, my father's body was lying there, family was around. I remember opening his fist and putting the pen drive on his palm, and closing it back again. I don't know if you would ever get to hear this anywhere in this world. Wherever it's going, I don't know where. Right. And then I went to his feet, and I put my head at his feet, just respect him, cried a few tears, and said, "Sorry, Dad. I shouldn't have done this to you." A lot of times we say, "Sorry, Dad. I shouldn't have done this to you," when he's gone. What if we could just say it while he was alive? What if I could make somebody feel special when they were alive? The nature of the world and the nature of the human mind is often we only realize the value of something when we've lost it. Do we need to wait until we lose people to value them? Do we need to wait until we lose people to value that relationship? I really don't think we should. And that was such a lesson for me. And then I told the story in the book to talk about the guilt. You can imagine the guilt you carry in your mind when you were to say a sorry and you didn't, and you lost that person, right? I talk about processing that guilt in the book, right? Guilt can be constructive and guilt can be destructive. Guilt is constructive when it helps us improve. Guilt can be destructive when it paralyzes us and just makes us mental, you know, just mental in our own mind, which is constantly just feeling low and doing nothing about it. That's destructive guilt. And we need guilt. Guilt is good. Constructive guilt is good. Imagine a society that didn't have guilt, that people didn't feel bad. We would have no moral compass. We would have no moral compass. We'll all be shameless people living in this world, doing anything, any damn thing to each other. Good that we have this feeling of guilt, which is like a good compass to align ourselves with, you know. And then guilt can be reasonable and it can be unreasonable. Reasonable guilt is feeling guilt for the wrong we did, like I felt. I did it. It's very reasonable to feel that guilt. And we deal with that reasonable guilt in 3 ways. Number 1, we try to fix the situation, the wrong that we did. I couldn't. I'd lost that opportunity. Right? If he was still there, I could fix it. And I could rid my mind of that guilt. But he's no longer there. Right? I could fix the situation. If I realize that what I'm doing is happening multiple times, like I did with my dad, I'm probably doing with some other monk. And I realize, or somebody brings it to my attention, I need to fix myself so that I don't go to the guilt trip again. What I did to my dad, I shouldn't happen again. If I don't fix myself, it's going to be history repeats itself. I won't say a sorry to another gentleman and he'll leave, and I'm going to feel double the guilt. I didn't say sorry to my father. I didn't say sorry to my fellow monk. So I need to fix the situation if I can. I definitely need to fix myself if I see I have trouble, or if somebody else can see and can help me see that I have trouble. And if I've tried fixing this, I've tried fixing myself too. But there'll be times when, like my dad's case, I can't do anything about it. In such cases, I need to move on. I need to rise above these feelings. Why and how? I asked myself a simple question. No matter how tense those 2 years were between me and my dad. I loved him. He loved me. No debate here. Period. It's very clear. I know it. He knew it. And when you have love, and you have genuine love, would anybody who loves you want to see you go through pain and suffering? Would my dad be happy wherever he is to see me wallow in these feelings of guilt? No. The answer was a loud, clear no. So I realized, for him, I need to get out of this. If I can't get out for myself, but I can't have him see me go through this. He'll cry, he'll weep to see that my son is feeling guilty because of me, because he didn't say a sorry to me. The other way to get over it is to see what would please him. What was it that he would have wanted of me? He would have wanted me to be a kind person, wanted of me to be a successful person, wanted of me to be A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Can I work on that? Rather than just wallowing in this negative feeling that, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. Doesn't do any good to him, doesn't do any good to me. That's reasonable guilt. But then there's unreasonable guilt, which is like, I didn't do the wrong. I didn't do anything, but I feel guilty. A friend of mine in America, he lost his father, right? And he couldn't be by his father's side. Father was desperately wanting him to be by his father. In India, father left his body in India. He was still in America, this friend, and he couldn't come here to India. And he was just going through so much guilt. He called me. I said, look, you wanted to come. You were ready to come. There were visa issues. So why are you killing yourself in guilt for no fault of yours? And just look at the kind of life you gave your dad. He was saying, if I hadn't come to America for a job, I would be by his side. Or you know all those whats and ifs and buts that your mind puts you into. I told him, look, keep the ifs and buts aside. If you weren't in America, your father wouldn't have got this top class treatment. He would have died probably 10 years earlier. Correct? And I said, now instead of thinking I was not there, see what you could do to please your dad. Right? See what you could do to make him proud wherever you are, wherever he is. So there's this unreasonable guilt where you kind of really imagine that it's me who's been the cause and it's because of me that this happened. So rather than going through that emotion, we see, okay, what is the best I could have done? And these were things beyond my control. A few of those things I've written in that chapter, dealing with guilt, yeah.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.